There we go. You can hear us, and we can hear you as well. How are you, Ethan?
Good. I'm doing great. How are you?
Very well, very well. We're very much looking forward to these fights at Bellator 186, and I know you are as well, making that debut in Bellator. How are you? How's everything going with you?
Everything's great, man. I couldn't ask for a better camp. I feel great. I'm in amazing shape right now. Everything's going amazing.
Great, man. We got to spend some time with you up in Altoona, and you got to have some different sparring partners. You know, there were some guys that were from Western PA that came up, and you got to spend some time with Don Mazzata and spend some time with Francis Healy and those guys. How was that? I mean, having that training experience where bringing in different guys and bringing in different experience levels and getting that all together. How much was that helpful with this camp?
Oh, man, that was awesome. I got to train with Dom and Francis before, about a year ago, actually. And it was just great to have them there. And I trained under their coach, Isaac. I got to work with him before. It was amazing to have them there. I mean, Dom's a phenomenal fighter. I think we all know that. Francis is a phenomenal fighter. We all know that. And there was other guys like Scott Dirksen and some of the other guys from TCA that come in. And we went down there and trained with them before too. And just to have them all come to my home gym, it was an amazing thing. And it was a great thing. And we'd definitely want to do it again sometime.
Yeah. Speaking of your home gym, you guys just moved into this new location at Gorilla House Gym, and a really, really nice gym. How's everything working out? How are you settling in there?
Oh, it's awesome. It just it gives you a better vibe to even want to train. You know what I mean? Everything about it's just great. And we have a lot of people. I mean, there's a lot of old fighters that have retired that are coming back, and they come back to help with me, and they once they found out I was getting ready for Bellator and stuff like that. So and now that we have this nice gym and this nice facility and stuff, more people are showing up, more people are interested. It's a great atmosphere.
I don't know what the old gym was like, but I'll tell you, I've been to a number of gyms, and really a top-notch place there. So I'm sure you guys are all excited about it. As we're 10 days out from the fight, where are you health-wise, weight-wise? Are you on track with everything? Everything going well? No, nothing major as far as, injury goes?
No, I mean, you got your little nicks and bumps and bruises and stuff, which is a given. You never go into a fight without them. But I mean, weight-wise, I think I'm sitting pretty good. I'm sitting a little over 10 pounds over right now, which is nice. We'll probably by next week, by next Tuesday, by next Wednesday, I'll be down within 5 pounds, I imagine. Yeah, the weight cut's going good. Everything's going good so far.
Have you fought exclusively at featherweight?
Yeah, majority of my career was at featherweight. Ever since I was an amateur, I had one fight at lightweight. That was as an amateur. That was for the Gladiators of the Cage lightweight championship. And I had 2 fights at bantamweight when I first turned pro, which that was a big mistake on my part. That was too much of a weight cut.
Yeah. So with you, what do you walk around at when you're not in camp?
Usually about 170, right around that. So it's about a 25-pound cut to make featherweight, which I was walking around 170 when I made the cut to 135, and it was too much.
That's Anthony Johnson type weight cut there. When he was fighting welterweight and probably walking over 210. Yeah, that's too much. So talk to me about your background. How did you get into the fight game, into the sport, and this is you're going to be seen by so many more eyeballs at this point than previously. Introduce yourself to these people. What can they? Where do you come from, and what can they our viewers expect to see come November 3rd?
Really, I wrestled my entire life. It's pretty much since I was in first grade, I got into wrestling, and I was always decent at it. I was good at it. So from there, it always kind of sparked an interest in the grappling aspect. But once I first seen the Ultimate Fighting and how it was done and all that stuff that happened, I mean, it was just one of those things where I had to. It was destined to give it a try. You know what I mean? And I ended up waiting until I was about 20 years old until I started training seriously. I trained a couple of times when I was 18 over in State College, at the gym in State College. But from there on, I mean, when I turned about 20, stuff kind of wasn't going my way in life. You know what I mean? I mean, everyone hits a hard patch in life. Stuff kind of wasn't going my way. I lost my job, didn't have any money, and all that stuff. And, I decided that now's the time to take a shot. At the end of the day, you chase the dream. You don't chase the money. So,
yeah, absolutely. And that'll also, leave you not looking back and having doubts on things. Ethan, do you currently have a job, or are you able to just fight?
No, I currently have a job. I work 40 hours a week. I'm a heavy equipment operator and a foreman for a company out of Huntington, PA, called DC Goodman's. My father owned his own excavating business, so I grew up running equipment and doing all that fun stuff ever since I was a kid. I think I was like 4 or 5 years old when I was first starting that.
You're playing with Tonka trucks. Giant Tonka trucks.
Pretty much.
That's great. That's awesome.
Yeah, pretty real Tonka trucks.
Yeah, pretty much. That's awesome. They have those amusement parks that are like trucks now, like excavation amusement parks. Like, I do want to do that someday. I'll just have to hang out with Ethan.
Yeah, I did see some of them online and stuff before. They look pretty good.
Yeah.
So how does
I can teach you a few things, how to pull some levers.
If just in case there is a bit of a delay, so if we're jumping on top of you when you're trying to talk, we apologize. There's a 5-second delay, it seems like. Go ahead, Jim.
Yeah, I kind of pick it up on my end too. Okay. Good.
I was just curious, with working a full-time job, it's got to make it difficult. I'm just assuming here, but for a fight camp, once you've got an opponent set up, and your eyes are set towards that goal, how does it affect your work, or does work affect your fight camp? Do you scale back at all? I mean, what does that look like?
The company I work for, they're really, really cool, and they're really laid back with it. They know, and I told them that when I first came to work for them, they know fighting comes first. As bad as it may sound to other people, and as bad as some people might not like it or might not think, fighting comes first. If I got to miss work to cut weight or do any of that stuff, then that's what I do. For me, it really is. I mean, it's like I said, it's about chasing a dream. So, and I have to put fighting first in my life. And there's a lot of stuff you put it in front of: family, friends. I mean, it's the most selfish sport there is in the world, in my opinion. But like I said, my company's really laid back with it and stuff, and they treat me pretty well. But they know that I'm done at 4:00 and I'm on my way to the gym. And if I'm working out of town or an hour away or something, then I leave a little bit early to make sure that I'm at the gym.
Yeah. So you have this fight, and we talked to you when we were in Altoona, and you said, it really doesn't feel different. It's, another fight ahead of me, and I got to go in there and do my thing. I'm assuming that's still the case. And if so, you have Andrew Salas. I see he's 3-1. And, are you the type of guy you've checked out his YouTube, you've checked out his fights, or you just kind of have your coaches do that and let you know what you need to look for?
Yeah, we do a little bit of digging. I don't like to get too much into it though, because I don't like to psych myself out and sit here and watch and think of this or think of that. So I watch it a little bit. You know what? We game plan, we train, and we watch a little bit more. We game plan, we train. My coach, Jason Dignan, and Cody Karlheim and Byron Broomball, those guys all have done an amazing job with setting up a game plan and stuff for this fight. But the biggest thing we want to do in this fight is be exciting. So that's what we're aiming for. That's what we're going for. Because if we're exciting, maybe we can turn some heads and open some eyes. Because in this day and age, you got to do something that hasn't been done before to get recognized, to get noticed, and that's hard to do. And come November 3rd, that's what we plan on doing.
Yeah. Have you happened to check out Andrew Salas's Tapology page?
That's one site that I haven't looked
Well,
at.
So when you get a chance, check it out. It's a very funny. Oh well, I'm not like I'm making fun of him, but he looks a little like the missing link in this picture. So it's something worth checking out. So facing a guy that you know very little about, obviously you have a little more experience than him with, as far as professional fights go, and you have a pretty good training camp with a lot of different looks and fighters and things like that. Has there been any difference with this camp than what you normally face? And have you prepared yourself any differently with the big stage and the, being in state college with this big crowd? And this is like a home crowd for you because you're from very close to the area. Has this been any different at all?
It's been harder. And when I say harder, I mean we push harder. We train harder, and even when you didn't think. But the push is amazing, and that's kind of what I thrive for. Really, I love going to practice, and I love almost trembling when it's over. I mean, being worked so hard that you feel like your body doesn't have any more to give, and then you go home, you rest, and you come back and you do it again the next day. But really, that's about the only difference. Other than more people, we've had more people coming in. I've unfortunately in the past have only had like one or two guys to really work with to get ready for fights. But this fight here, we got more people coming in, more people interested in the show, and more people wanting to come be a part of this.
That's great. Yeah, and so has that demand for tickets? I mean, you have a sponsor link. Would you like to share that? How can people get tickets through your sponsor link?
Yeah, all you have to do is go to Ticketmaster.com, go under the Bellator event, and type Goss in all caps into the offer code box. And whatever tickets you choose will be credited to me for them. That's pretty much it. I mean, I sold out of my paper tickets that they sent me within 2 weeks. I imagine 2 or 3 weeks, I think it was. So I think we're selling pretty good.
Yeah. How many physical tickets did you get sent?
I asked for 100, and they only sent me 50. And once I did some digging and stuff, I found out that they only send you 50 at a time. Now, Bellator is doing something that I've never heard of before, and I've never seen before. But they whatever tickets you don't sell, paper ticket wise. So if I ask for 75 and I only sell 50, that other 25 tickets I have to pay for out of my pocket, which comes out of my purse. So therefore, if you're not smart about how you're doing it, I mean, you could end up paying Bellator to fight for them.
Yeah. So what do you have to sell? What are you on the hook for? Are you on the hook for 50? I mean, with bare minimum.
No, there originally was supposed to be a bare minimum 75, and that was supposed to be in a contract, but they did away with that. There isn't a bare minimum. Now, we're still shooting for 75, and I'm still talking to the local matchmaker that dealt with them and stuff. And I know we're right at 75, right around so far. But I've with given the right amount of time, like probably 2 months at best. I know when I fought in Altoona, which is basically a hometown fight for me too. The last show I fought in Altoona, I sold 200 tickets for it.
Great. That's awesome. Let me ask you this. Do you watch, or did you grow up watching any WWE, WWF as a part of your childhood at all, or even now?
Yeah, I was actually just watching SmackDown right before I called in for this interview here. I still watch it. I was a huge fan when I was a kid, man. Always loved it because I grew up in the Stone Cold era and stuff, and the Rock era and the Attitude era. And I was a huge fan when I was a kid. And then that was really where the spark, I should say, come from. That was where I wanted to start wrestling from. And I still watch it from time to time. If I'm sitting down in the evening not doing much and it's on, I'll flip it on and watch it.
Yeah, when wrestling's good, it's really good. Like back in the Stone Cold era, it was really good. Now it's all right, but hopefully it'll hit a peak again. So that leads to my my final question, and that is, you have a fight coming up on November 3rd that if you were a pro wrestler, you'd be in full promotion. You'd be given a promo with Mean Gene Okerlund or something, and that would be, you'd be getting, promoting your fight. So, and I just had Dom do this. He does it every time. If you're comfortable, would you be willing to do a WWE style promo for your fight coming up with Andrew Salas?
Yeah, why not? That sounds pretty cool.
Yeah, let's do it. So I'll just let you take it away. You can go ahead and promote your fight with Andrew.
Andrew Salas, this is Ethan Goss, and I will be coming for you November 3rd. You better be there. I will be there. Come for your whooping. It's time for me to shine inside that Bellator cage.
Awesome. November 3rd, Bellator on Spike Television from State College, Pennsylvania. Ladies and gentlemen, we were joined by Ethan Goss. Thank you, Ethan, so much for joining us.
Thanks, Ethan.
Hey, thank you guys for the opportunity, man. I'm honored. I really appreciate this. You guys are great people, and I enjoy your blogs and enjoy your shows.
We enjoy it. We're really looking forward to seeing you on November 3rd on Spike TV, Bellator 186.